What's up, everyone? Welcome back to FaZe Fitness. So today I have a Q&A for you guys based off the question that you asked us on Twitter, and my goal is to help you reach your goals and give you some new information that can help you guys out. I'm going to do my best to answer the questions that I feel will help a lot of people, or some general answers that may help some of you guys, and some specific ones as well for those viewers who are really looking for a specific answer. And sometimes I notice that some of you may not be asking a bad question, but sometimes it's probably the wrong question. It's not the one that you need. It's one that's going to help you get over the hump and help you actually achieve your goal. So I'm going to do my best to answer them in some different ways to help sure that if you're not asking the right question, I can give you a better answer that may help you reach your goal. Alright, let's get started. The first one, really simple. What motivates you, or what motivates me to keep myself fit to work out? For me, it's being energetic. I look really long term when it comes to fitness. I have some short term goals, but overall, what keeps me working out is my overall health. I want to be healthy for a long period of time. I want to be active into my 30s, my 40s, my 50s, my 60s, my 70s, and 80s. I don't want to be in my 50s and be immobile and not energetic and lethargic and have trouble moving around. I want to have fun. I want to have a lot of energy. That's what really motivates me. And what motivates me really isn't important. It's about what motivates you. You have to find what motivates you. The small things, short-term things, and long-term. A lot of you have short-term goals for fitness, and that can get really in the way. So you really want to have some long-term goals, because that's what's going to help you when you get over your short-term goals. Sometimes I want to have like nice abs. Sometimes I want to have a better physique, or work on like my basketball, work on martial arts. But those come and go. But when you have your long-term goals really set, no matter what short-term goals come and go, you're always going to have that, and that's always going to motivate you to get up and go to the gym or do a little workout at home or whatever. Is it important to work out every day and every week? Honestly, it depends on your goals. If you're looking to really achieve a specific goal and reach an elite level status, probably, not every day, but, 5 to 6 days a week, depending on what you're looking for. But I would say definitely every week. You want to make sure you're keeping yourself active. It's hard to define what that means of exercise or working out. There's a lot of things you can do, but definitely you don't want to be going a week with just literally doing nothing. Unless you've been working out really, really hard, you're taking like a week or two rest to recover. But other than that, you want to be missing weeks at a time. It's just your body will really backtrack and take some steps back. Because even if you do small things, that's better than nothing. Something's always better than nothing when it comes to working out. Next question: if I was 200 pounds, what would be the quickest way to lose that? What I'm assuming is that if you're looking at a faster way to lose weight, depending on what your weight is, you're trying to think of once you find this quicker way, you're like, okay, I can do this really fast and won't be as hard and it won't be as difficult and won't be as stressful on my body, and I can just get out of the way and I can achieve my goal. The problem is that even if you lose weight really fast, you're probably going to gain it back really fast. That's how it works. You're not going to be able to live the lifestyle you're living now that got you to that 200 pounds or whatever it is, lose the weight and then go back to your old way of lifestyle, and then you're just going to go back. You can't maintain it like that. It's better to look long term. What are my long term goals about losing the weight, and then you can have some short term goals on top of that. But you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways that you can really research. If you're asking the question to me of what's the quickest way to lose the weight, I'm not sure how much weight that is. If you're asking me, there's some things missing there, because it's really easy to find that information out on the internet or anything. So it's more about not looking for the quickest way, looking for the best way for you, and then get started on that. And then you can increase your progress as you're working out. But it depends on your body type and a lot of things. So I would say get started on something, set some long-term goals, and then from there ask another question from there about how can you speed up your progress. This is one I hear a lot. No matter what I eat, I can't gain any weight. What's the best way to build more muscle and bulk up? I weigh 135 pounds. Okay, first of all, the first part of that sentence, let's address that. No matter what I eat, I can't gain weight. That's not true. It's impossible for you to put stuff in your body, a certain amount if it's what your body needs, and then you just don't gain weight. I was talking to Adapt about this actually. You're just not eating enough. You have to eat more, and you have to and it's not. Most of it's about calories. It's not like you have to eat the right foods. Obviously, if you eat junk food, it's not going to make you have the best effect on your body, but you're still going to gain the weight. You're going to put on the mass. You really have to sit down and realize how many calories you're putting in your body and how much you're eating, because you're not hitting your numbers unless you're running 10 miles a day or doing a ridiculous amount and burning a tremendous amount of calories, and notice that that could be part of it also, but you're not eating enough. You're really not eating enough. It's really not difficult to look up your macros based off your goals. So I mean, the MyFitnessPal app, we talked about it before, JzpR has. It's a great app to have and to use, but it's not hard to look up. This is your weight, you want to gain weight. You plug that in the computer, you're going to find your answer. So you have to get out of the idea that you're not eating enough and it's not there's other way. You have you have to do it with some sort of food or shakes, or you have to balance it off with your diet. That's the only way you're going to gain weight. This is a good one for abs. It says, what are some powerful ab exercises? Based on the word powerful, you want to think weighted exercises or hanging knee raises or leg raises. Your typical crunches or laying down and using your upper body and emotion to contract without any weight is the easiest style of ab exercises. But when you're hanging from something, or you're on a dip bar and you're bringing your knees up or your legs up, using your legs as the weight because your legs are longer and they're extended, it's definitely going to put some more stress on your abs during the exercise, and or anything doing similar style with weighted as well, or if you're doing the crunches or doing the sit-ups with weights. So it's about adding the weight and doing some exercises that are more difficult. So it's really easy to look up some difficult exercises. We actually, JzpR did a video here that on FaZe Fitness that has some good weighted ab exercises. So it's more about making it more challenging. So in your set, you're looking to do 8 to 12 reps rather than 30 to 40 with like a bunch of crunches or something. This one I get a lot of questions about. It's diet. Everyone's always asking about what's the good one, what's the bad one, what's the right one, what's the wrong one. This one says, what types of diet do you guys do? One that's very healthy. Diet is very specific to the individual. If I am a marathon runner or someone who's doing an Ironman or a triathlon, my diet's going to be different than if I'm a bodybuilder or if I'm a football player. It's different because it's looking for what you're trying to get out of your body type and out of what your goals are. It's really based off that, and your lifestyle. Also depending on where you live, also like climate and stuff like that. It's different. It's something like the research. You cannot take diet lightly. It's not something like, okay, I can have peanut butter sandwiches and some rice and some this and some grilled chicken and I'll be good. It's something that you should really look into and want to learn about and become an expert at, or at least really good at, or at least know your stuff. It's something that you have to do your homework on. It's something that you shouldn't look at just to find the quick answer and go with it, because there's always going to be new research. There's always going to be stuff changing, and your life is always going to be changing, and your goals are always going to be changing. So it's important that you actually take the time to make diet a big part of your life, in the sense that where you try to research and learn about it. So it's, instead of looking for answers, you're asking more questions and trying to learn about it so that you can make your own decisions, instead of just asking people and them telling you the answer, because that's not something you want, especially when it comes to diet and your health and your body. Same thing when you're looking for medicine or anything else. You're looking for something to do with your physical body, inside and out. You want to do less about looking for answers and asking more questions and learning about it, so you can figure out your own answers and make your own decision. This question I find really important because I think it applies to everyone who's trying to achieve a big goal, who's trying to really transform themselves. And it's not necessarily about knowledge. It's not about what I need to learn. It's more about willpower instead of brain power, if that makes sense. It says, what advice do you give to people who are struggling with the motivation to stay active? For some of you, it may be you think the mountain is too high to climb. You have a big goal. It's over 50 pounds or even 50 pounds, something extreme, and you're just dreading starting the goal because it's going to be so challenging and so difficult. Some of you just actually believe that you can't do it. You believe that you're doing the right things, or you're doing something and it's not worked, and you think that it's not for me, or I've already tried that, or it's going to be too hard for me. Some of you just want to avoid it altogether. You don't like addressing the fact that you're not in shape. You don't like entertaining that. You rather just, some of us with our big obstacles in our life, we tend to just ignore it and put it off to the side and act like it's not there, and hopefully to some point it goes away, or you just make it out good with never having to deal with it. So my answer to that may be cliche, but let me explain. So my answer is to be more positive. I don't mean be positive in the literal sense, like, alright, let me be happy, let me do this. I mean actually make an effort to make sure that you're focusing on things that are going to give you pleasure, that are going to make you motivated. Positivity and stuff like that doesn't just come to people. It's not like a natural ability. It's not like, oh, some people are just motivated, or they're just more positive, or they just tend to have a smile on their face more than others. That's not how it is. And for a lot of you, you really have to make an extra effort. You have to make a conscious effort to think about and really focus on things that are positive. You need to get better at self-talk. People think it's really weird and crazy. Listen, if weird and crazy and like self-talk and talking to yourself and making sure that you're staying positive in that is going to reach your goal, then be weird and crazy. Who cares? I talk to myself all the time. Our brain is hardwired to not deal with stress, to avoid stress. That's how we avoid so much pain in our life. So when you have these big, gigantic obstacles and goals, your body does not want to deal with all that stress to overcome that. So naturally, your brain is just gonna give you all this negativity, or give you, the easy way out. It's always gonna look for the shortcut. It's just natural. It's just the way that we're hardwired. So we have to make an effort to kind of scramble that, to not listen to those voices inside of our head, to not listen to those voices that we think are coming from other people, and those thoughts. We have to make an effort to shut them up and focus on things and think about things that are going to get you going. In the beginning, it's a little bit harder than it is when you get used to it. You have to do what you call recondition yourself. Like someone, when they're starting a goal out, or like trying to transform themselves, in the beginning it's really hard. It's a lot of self-talk, it's a lot of self communication, it's a lot of self being positive with yourself and motivating yourself. It's a lot more than you're going to deal with 3, 4, 5 weeks into it, because your brain now understands and your body understands, okay, we can do this, okay, you're progressing. This isn't as bad as we thought, you know what I mean? It's not as big of a deal as you thought it was when you first started it. It's not as bad now, and look, now we're progressing, we're doing better, and everything's getting great. So it's a matter of getting through those first 2 or 3 weeks, and then mastering that kind of self-talk. That's probably the biggest thing. If you don't have good self-talk, that's why you're still haven't reached your goal. People who have good self-talk always achieve their goals. I have never met somebody who has bad self-talk, which means bad self-communication with themselves, and does not achieve their goals. It's literally impossible, because that's one thing that stops you. When you wake up in the morning and you're tired and you go, I don't know, that self-talk, that immediate conversation that you have with yourself, depending on how that goes, depends whether you get up and go work out. If it goes well and the motivated part of yourself wins, you're gonna work out, you're gonna work hard, you're gonna push through your workout. Some people get to that part, then they go to the workout, and then their self-talk kind of loses, and then they stop working out, they don't push as hard, they give up on their sets, and then they take a day off or whatever it is. So it's important that you really master your self-talk, and you have to really get weird and crazy in the sense that you can't really care about, I talk to myself all the time. You can't really care about how it feels. You just got to really take control of the way that you feel, and the way that you want to think, and the way that you want to approach it. And then once you do that, get to the first 3 weeks, and you keep doing that, it just gets easier and easier. And then you feel sort of invincible when you can avoid those negative, those really dark, feelings about not being able to achieve your goals. Once you can get over that, then it's easy. You're gonna start doing the research. You're gonna start looking for the answers, and you're gonna learn it, and you're gonna master it, and you're gonna take care of it, and it's gonna be you, not somebody else giving you all the answers all the time. So self-talk is definitely the way to go. Thanks for watching, guys. I really tried to elaborate on the answers, because I know some of your questions are sometimes specific, which is what we're looking for, and I love the questions like that. It gives me a chance to really talk about all sides of the question, so hopefully I can answer a lot of the questions you're looking for, and maybe answer some questions that you didn't know you had, and maybe that might help you in ways that you didn't know. So I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. All right, oos.